I was hunting for my next video idea when I landed on this site over on landing.love, and it stopped me for a second because it doesn't behave like a normal portfolio at all. There's no grid of thumbnails, no scroll of cards, the entire site is type. You land on this massive wordmark stretched wall to wall, and the instant you scroll, it peels upward, and the next name climbs in from the bottom to fill the gap. No fade, no slide, one name vertically swallowing the last. And tucked in the corner, a little square image rises in and then floats up and off as the next project takes over. The whole experience is one continuous vertical wipe, and all of it is bolted to a single number, how far down the page you are. That felt like a genuinely fresh way to list out work, so I wanted to see if I could rebuild it. A few experiments later, this is what I landed on. Scroll down and the current name scales away to the top, while the next scales up from the bottom, the two halves meeting exactly, so it never tears or leaves a seam. And riding along with it, a square image grows in from the bottom left, then lifts up and out as each name cycles through. GSAP and ScrollTrigger do the animating, Lenis handles the smooth scroll, and that's the whole engine. I'll take you through the entire build from scratch, step by step. If you'd like the source code for this project, along with hundreds of other micro projects, and a fresh website template every month, the Pro membership is linked in the description. And if this kind of thing is useful to you, a like and a subscribe genuinely help the channel out. Alright, let's look at the assets. For the word marks, I didn't use live text at all. I picked a font that suited the concept, set the header and all 6 project names, and exported each one as its own SVG. You could pull this off with a real font, but stretching type edge to edge the way we're about to gets messy fast, and it never stays as crisp as an SVG. Going the SVG route keeps the setup simple and the shapes sharp at any size. Then it's just 6 images to go with them, 1 per project, and that's the whole asset list. Let's get into the code. Let's start with the markup. First, the spotlight, a single div that acts as our fixed stage. It stays locked to the screen while the page scrolls behind it, so the whole animation happens inside this one element. Inside it, a spotlight frame. This is the box that clips everything, so as our names scale past the edges, nothing spills outside its padding. Now the names inside the frame, 7 divs, each with a class of name. The first points at our header SVG through a data-name attribute, and the 6 below it point at each project name in turn. We're only putting the paths here, not the SVG themselves. The script loads each file in a moment, which keeps the markup clean, and the first name is just the header. Nothing marks it out since it's simply first in the list, then the images. Below the names, 6 divs with a class of visual, each holding 1 image, and each gets a data project attribute 1 through 6, which is how we'll pair every image with its matching name later. And finally, outside the spotlight, an empty div with a class of scroll track. Because the spotlight is fixed, it takes up no space, so there's nothing to scroll. This empty track gives the page its height, and that height is what the whole animation reads from. We'll size it in the script, and that's the markup. Next, the CSS. Let's move into the styling. First, a quick reset, zeroing out the default margins and padding and switching everything over to border box sizing, so sizes behave predictably from here on. Next, the spotlight itself, we fix it to the screen and let it fill the full width and height, so it stays put as the stage while the page scrolls behind it. We give it a bit of padding, which is the breathing room the names and images sit inside, and a dark background so it covers everything underneath. Then the frame, we position it relative and let it fill the spotlight, and the important part here is hiding the overflow. That's what clips our names as they scale past the edges, keeping the whole effect inside the padded box. Now the names, each one is positioned absolutely and pinned to the right, filling the height and set to 3/4 of the width since the project names sit on the right side of the screen. We also add will change on transform to hint to the browser that these are going to animate. Then one small override, the first name, our header, gets the full width instead, so the wordmark stretches all the way across, and the SVG inside each name is set to fill its box completely, top to bottom, left to right. Next, the images. Each visual is positioned absolutely and pinned to the bottom left corner, kept square with an aspect ratio, and capped so it never gets too large on wider screens. We hide the overflow, round the corner slightly, and add will change on transform again. Then the image inside just fills its box and covers it properly. And finally the scroll track. We position it relative and give it full width, and that's all it needs here. Since its height, the part that actually drives the scroll gets set from the script. And that's the styling done. Next, we'll jump into the JavaScript and bring the whole thing to life. Let's start wiring up the JavaScript. First, we register ScrollTrigger, so GSAP knows about the plugin before we start using it. Next, the smooth scroll setup. We create a new Lenis instance, then tell ScrollTrigger to update every time Lenis scrolls, so they two always agree on where we are on the page. Then we hand Lenis over to GSAP's own ticker, so they run on the same clock, and turn off lag smoothing so nothing stutters on a slow frame. This is the standard Lenis and GSAP pairing, and it gives us that smooth scrolling for free. Then a small config object. For now it just holds one value, the drift amount, which controls how far each image floats up as it leaves. Keeping it up here means we can tune the whole feel of that motion from one line later. Next, we grab what we're animating, all of the names into one array, all of the images into another, and then a step count, which is just the number of names minus 1. That's how many name-to-name transitions we have, and nearly everything downstream is built off it. Then we set the scroll height. We take the scroll track and give it a height based on that step count. One screen of scroll for every transition, plus one extra to let the last name rest. Before the page ends, this is the height the whole animation reads from as you move down it. Now the important part, loading the names. We loop over each one, fetch its SVG file, and drop the markup straight into its box. Then, on each SVG, we strip off its built-in width and height and set preserve aspect ratio to none. That's the trick that lets the shape stretch to fill its box completely, instead of holding its original proportions, which is exactly why we went with SVGs in the first place. And we keep a small counter as they load, so the moment the last file lands, we call start and kick off the animation. Next, we'll build the name transition itself. We'll write a function called update names, and it takes one thing, the scroll progress, a single number running from 0 to 1 across the whole page. First, we turn that progress into a position along our names by multiplying it by the step count, so a value like 2.4 means we're 40% of the way through the third name. From that, we work out two things, the current index, which is the name being scrolled away from, and a local progress, a fresh 0 to 1 just for the transition we're in the middle of. Then we loop over every name and decide its state from that. Anything before the current one is already gone, so we scale it flat to nothing. The current name scales down from full towards 0, collapsing from its top edge, so it recedes upward. The very next name does the opposite, scaling up from nothing, growing from its bottom edge, so it rises into view, and anything further down the line is still hidden, waiting its turn at the bottom. Because the one leaving and the one arriving are perfectly complementary, the two always add up to a full screen, which is what makes the transition seamless with no gap between them. Next, the images, in a function called update visuals. Same idea, we start from the scroll position, but this time each image runs on its own little window. We work out a local progress for it based on its project number, and that value runs from 0 up through 1 as it enters and on to 2 as it leaves. From there, two phases. In the first half, the image scales up from nothing, growing in from its bottom left corner. In the second half, it does two things at once. It scales back down and it drifts upward using that drift amount from our config. Because the scaling and the drifting are tied together, the image shrinks and floats up and away in one motion, clearing out just as the next one takes its place. Then a small update function that simply calls both of those together, the names and the images, so a single progress value drives everything on every frame. And finally, start, which runs once all our SVGs have loaded. First, we stack the layers, giving each name a rising Z index so they overlap correctly, and putting the images on top of them all. We set everything to its starting frame with an initial update at 0, and then the piece that powers the whole thing, a scroll trigger tied to our scroll track. It runs from the moment the track hits the top of the screen to the moment it leaves, with scrub turned on so it links directly to the scroll bar. Every time you scroll, it reads the progress and passes it into update, which drives every name and every image from that one number, and that's the whole build complete. The names swipe vertically from one to the next. An image rises and drifts away with each project, and all of it runs off a single scroll value, sliced up and shared across every piece. Hope you found this one useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.